Hello guys, and welcome to today's lecture about atoms, molecules, and ions. Now, what exactly is an atom? Imagine an atom as a very small orb. It is the smallest particle of an element that still retains the chemical properties of that element. If we have a periodic table, every single element in the periodic table is an atom. So for example, potassium, iron, silver, carbon. Every single one of them is an atom. Now what about the molecules? A molecule is a group of two or more atoms held together by attractive forces, known as chemical bonds. So when we're talking about the molecules, we imagine two or more elements present in their structure. So for example, CO2, H2SO4. As we can see in this example, there's three different types of elements, but also there's molecules that contains only one element. For example, chlorine. And lastly, I want to talk about ions. Ions are charged species which can be positively charged or negatively charged. If we have a positive charge ion, positive charge, it's called cation. And if we have a negatively charged ion, it is anion. Negative charge anion. Okay, let's make some more room. So a few examples of an ions. Na plus, Il3 plus, Mg2 plus. As you can see, cations are positive ions and anions are negative ions. So S2 minus, N3 minus, C4 minus. Now, how ions are created? When a chemical reaction occurs, atom transforms into ion by losing or gaining electrons. So for example, when we have an atom, what you need to understand that atom doesn't have charge. So when the reaction occurs, sodium atom loses an electron and becomes sodium plus ion. For instance, if we have alumina loses 3 electrons and becomes aluminum 3 plus ion. And same concept goes for anions. But in this case, anions, to become anion, you must gain electrons. So if sulfur gains 2 electrons, it becomes S2 minus. And if nitrogen gains 3 electrons, it becomes N3 minus. And lastly, I want to talk about two different types of ions. That's right, ion types. One of them is monatomic ions. And the second one is polyatomic ions. Now, when we're talking about monatomic ions are made only from one element. So for example, Cl minus, Na plus, Al3 plus. So it doesn't matter if it's cation or anion. If it's made from one element, it's monatomic ion. And polyatomic ions are made from two or more elements. For example, CO3 2 minus, PO4 3 minus, NO3 minus. So polyatomics are made from two or more atoms to make an ion. And this concludes our today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and please like and subscribe this new channel, and I will try to make as much chemical content as I can, and see you in the next lecture.